Hey everybody. So in this little blurb here, I am going to go over basically just kind of opening up Dreamweaver and creating a site, page, show you kind of a walkthrough process. Hopefully everyone is kind of going through the tutorials here with the HTML, just kind of getting used to, what it looks like, what some of these tags mean. It's one of them things where now, especially in Dreamweaver, you don't really have to know exactly the code out because it basically types it out for you. But it's good to know, some of the relationships and stuff like that, and you can kind of just, try to see what a regular document looks like if you kind of start um, manipulating some of this stuff. This will be your body here. You can change to whatever. Then if you run it here, kind of help build it. The page title is basically the tab up here. So, but yeah, so the first thing I want to do, or first thing I do whenever I open up Dreamweaver, is I make a folder on my desktop that I'm going to hold everything in. And this is important because whenever you're calling like images and stuff like that, you want to know where it's located. So for instance, I have 2 images in my image folder, and you'll gain new folders in here like a CSS folder. If you're using JavaScript, there'll be like some JavaScript files. It's better to know exactly where the stuff is because whenever you're pulling from a remote server too, you'll want to know, okay, well that's located in this folder here on this hard drive, or this folder here on your hard drive. So first things first, create a folder, name it what you want to, and that is where all the action is going to take place at. So say what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go in here and create a new site, and I'm going to call this my demo site. Demo Friday. Let's call it Friday Demo. And this is basically what everything's going to be called, and you can kind of like locate where it will be at. So I'm going to actually go and drop it into that, not that one, but the website folder that I just created. Save. That would be where, and if you go to your manager site, you'll see it's right here. You can go and you can open this up and you can connect with your remote server. I have GoDaddy. I have to type in my domain name and then my FTP address, which I found out is the actual server address name, like the numbers. So it's going to be different with every server or with every hosting site that you get, and you'll create a username and password to locate that. Most of the time it's always going to be port 21, and a root directory is going to be where what folder is all of your files going to be on that server side. This is usually trial and error for the first time. If you've never did it before, you kind of get used to the terminology after you do it a couple times with different places, but I've been with GoDaddy since day one, so it changed they changed it up on me. I don't have to type in my domain name. I actually had to do the actual IP address, so it can change, but that is where that takes place. And if you're creating different sites, basically that's how you go to your different sites. These are the different ones I've created. This is one I'm working on today. So then you'll see over here in your local files that this is what we're working on now. This is where I'm going to be saving everything today. So I'm just going to go up here and create a new document. I'm not going to stay away from the templates right now. HTML, that's what I want. Create. And if you notice, that document is the same kind of what was in the W3 school document that I was looking at just now. You've got your body. Squeeze these two together. You got your page title, which is going to be up here in the tab. any kind of, you got your body, which after your header, your body is basically the white canvas right now. You don't have anything written on here. In Dreamweaver, you can go and write anything in the body with this code here. You can write hello, and it will automatically update it in the designer view up here. So it's like anything you kind of emulate up here. Some people like to work in design view if you're really good. I think if you're really good, really good, you're working in the code view, which I have to use both because I need to see what's going on. If you want to see how this is going to look on the web, it has the previews down here, the Google Chrome. The biggest thing about that is you need to go ahead and save this. It won't let you preview it until you save it. So I'm going to go ahead and save this as my index. You're always going to need to save that one kind of landing home page where everything's based off of as an index. The index will go in the root directory, and all the other pages will kind of child to that parent. In other words, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's the parent, and all the other pages are the child to the index page. Lowercase index.html, because there's a lot of documents you could actually create right here. It doesn't need to be capitalized. So now I have an index, and if you notice in my folder, it saved an index. Awesome. So now, yeah, you can preview it and see what it looks like. Google Chrome, untitled document. I want to change that. It's gonna, whenever you have this little asterisk star up here, you know that it's unsaved. You can always hit Control Save, Control S for that. Jeremy, hello. Some people spell hello with the W. I think it's always been a how to. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to kind of go over how I attached a external CSS style. Your CSS style, maybe, is your cascading style sheet, which is more code, but it basically controls the format and the look of the HTML page. And most of the time, if you download a template, you'll download and open up the folder, and you'll have these index pages, and you'll have this CSS style page, style folder, maybe possibly, that is linked to it, and you won't know what this is for. Well, I kind of like to walk through just creating one from the actual index page, just to get a better understanding for it. It helped me in the beginning, so hopefully it can help you. So first of all, I'm going to create 2 pages. Save as page 1. Actually, this would be page 2. Page 2.html. I want to change this to, this is my home page. I want to add a few pages here so I can make links later on. Page 2, page 3. Actually, I'm just going to go through and cut and paste this whole body right here. Copy. Control V, paste. And I'm going to create a page 3 now. So now I have 3 pages, an index, a page 2, and a page 3. They all have this same code in here. This one's different. Maybe I need to cut and paste this. Maybe it didn't save somehow. Page 3. Okay, now we're on board here. Okay, so I want to change the look of this right here. I am going to go down to my properties down here. Make sure you're on the HTML. I would stay away from this CSS right now. Go to your page properties. Appearance CSS. That doesn't mean I'm in the CSS. That just means I'm going to create CSS language in my HTML style, and you'll be able to see it here in just a minute. So I'm going to change my text color to blue. Change my background color to like a purplish. And you notice what it did up here is it added the stuff before the actual body. It added style, kind of a, not a, like a style to the actual format, which means that everything located in the body down here is going to look like that. If I were to type out something else, you've actually got that blue text on there. Well, a lot of people sometimes, if you're working off one single page, maybe this will work for you. A lot of people, if you're working on multiple pages, then you'll kind of need to create an alternate CSS, or if you download a template, then you'll see like a CSS actual page linked to everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save all this. You can go to save all. It saves everything. Let's preview it, see what it looks like. We got something. I'm going to go to File. I'm going to go to New. I'm going to open up this CSS. So now this has created this page here with like this different type of code right here. And this is where you could actually type in all this stuff located up here, and actually link it to the pages so it is basically attached to it. So anytime you update anything in your CSS style sheet, it will run to the index pages of what you have located there. So you could go and cut and paste the stuff in there. Just kind of select this stuff and then just paste it here. I'll show you another little way right here. I am going to go ahead and attach this thing to it. I'm actually going to save this CSS page first in the same folder. I'm going to call it my style.css. Now I'm cooking. Now I want to attach this style sheet to this index page. That's pretty easy to do. You go over here to your designer. You're selected on index. Well, right now you don't have any sources really. You just have this style here, but I want to add. You can create a new file, which is what we just did, but I want to attach an existing CSS file. So I am going to browse for it. There it is right there in that folder. Style. Okay. Okay. So now if you look under your designer aspect of your index page, you have this style sheet attached to this. So now you can click on the page here with these selectors in the selector section. This is this line of code basically that was created here, up here. And if you notice too, once we connected it, it actually gave us a style link to that sheet, a line of code. But what we're going to do now is move this right here into this style sheet. So basically I have this selected. I go and I'm just going to click on it and drag them. Well, did it. Middle mouse view? I'm sorry, drag it to the style SS that's attached to it. I was dragging it back on itself. So now it's gone in the actual style, but if you look, and it actually disappeared from the code here. But if you look in the style sheet, it's been added there. So I'm going to save this, Control S, Control S. Now all these other sheets right here don't have any style on them. Well, that's pretty easy to solve. I'm just going to go to page 2, CSS Designer, Sources, attach the existing CSS file, browse for it. There it is. Now it's linked to page 2. The same thing for page 3. So now anytime you do anything, adjust any colors or any formatting, it's going to affect these things right here. And Dreamweaver's got some really cool features in it now. The background color, that's what this color is right here. If you want to change this background color, it actually hover over to show you the color. You can use a quick edit. And it's got a really cool, just kind of change colors. Have them off. See, the numbers changed and the actual colors changed too. You can do that with the text and everything. So you wanted to add an image for your background. If you've created, like I have in my image folder, kind of gradient background that I've made. I don't know if it's going to clash with the color there. No, it should pop pretty good. So it's in the body. I want the background color. I'm just going to kind of replace it with this image, and this is kind of a cool feature. Image. I just typed in an I, and already this these formats are coming up. So I want a background image. Now I'm not going to automatically call it, because if it will give me the image, then I'd have to type in where it's located at. I'm just going to go ahead and locate it myself. It's a URL because I know it's on my desktop. And you can kind of experiment with this too. This is kind of going a little further with it anyway. So it automatically comes up browse. I'm just going to select it. It should work because it called it from there. But I may have to type in a little / because it's in a folder. Try it, .. Or, you know, I think what's messing it up is I'm actually kind of clashing this code with it right here. Let me take these away, see if it would have worked. Oh, there it goes. I should have just left it alone. The reason why I wasn't clicking to begin with is because I had the background color kind of contradicting it. But you see the way it was really easy just to kind of like scroll through there and add the image. So now you've got your background image basically. If you browse this, yes, save changes. Yes. So looks pretty good. So that is, in a nutshell, kind of opening it up, opening the program. This is just kind of an exercise that probably gets overlooked, you know, when you're just downloading templates and stuff like that, but it kind of helps you understand how to attach a style sheet to an HTML page. And it kind of, because you can see down here, if you go to the links down here, you can see how it's linked to it. because that's one thing you're going to need to know is like understanding the style sheet compared to the HTML page. And so, yeah, just kind of walk through and creating. And the next one I'll do, I'll create these links between these two pages. So, okay, yeah, thanks for watching.